So we have a lot of opportunities that we want to take within the next month or so to hear the voice of the community, to make sure we hear all different voices within the community. So I said at the beginning of the night, this is the start of the process. In the information that we have from Plant Moran and Michigan Leadership Institute, is this really the start? Each recommendation, each one has pros and cons. I don't think that there's anything that's better or worse than the other. There are just things that as a community we need to explore. I've also seen in these processes before where there's someone in the community that comes up with something that wasn't recommended, that hasn't been thought of yet, that all of a sudden we can explore and look at and go, maybe this is a good idea also. So we want to get as many of those voices out there, because at the end of the day, it's about making sure that kindergartner has the best education when they hit 12th grade. How do we make sure we take care of every one of our students as part of our population? So we'll be having a web page where all this information will go up, as well as any other information that people ask for, so that we can make sure there's a central spot on the website for everyone to see everything. On the website, there's a button called Talk to Us, where you can click on it if there's any certain concern, question, comment, rumor, question you want answered. Put it on there. It'll automatically, as long as it's appropriate, go on to the restructuring website. And if it's a question, we'll answer it. Or if there's data that you want, we'll post it. So that way there's no information that no one in the community can't see. So there's equal access to all of this. This session tonight will also be put on YouTube for anyone to see at home who wasn't able to make it tonight, because we look around the room, we have 3,000 students, and obviously there are not 3,000 people here. So we want to make sure everyone that did not have an opportunity to be here has that opportunity. We know that there needs to be a lot more conversation and input on the elementary piece of our configuration, and we want to be able to get a lot more input and be able to flesh out some of these recommendations to see some more of the pros and cons of them. So we will be doing a presentation on February 25th. There will be a small focus group that will be certain members from each of the 3 elementaries that Michigan Leadership Institute will work with to really look at what does quality elementary education mean to Ferndale. So we can use that information as we start to look at that restructuring. So there will be the second community forum where MLI will come back and gather this information. Will be on March 9th. We'll have a board study session on the 12th where the board will discuss and look at the information gathered. There'll be a couple other opportunities. That central administration and the elementary principals will be at the PTA PAC meetings in February. So we can go through and start fleshing out some of these ideas, as well as getting information from the parents at those meetings, finding out people's thought processes, as well as going through what maybe some of these programs might look like. Superintendent board members will be attending the high school, middle school student leader meetings. We started that this morning. And central administration will be going to each staff building. We went this last month to do a presentation of all the finances and staffing. We'll be going back to the staff to go through a version of this PowerPoint, and also getting the staff input in all the different buildings on what they perceive, what they see, so we have voice not only from the students, from the parents, from the staff, and be able to take this time to gather all this information. As MLI has done this process with Plant Moran and other districts, so there might be something that is put up on the screen that develops into what the program is. And there are times that something else comes out. There was a process in Walled Lake that there was another idea that was generated through the process that ended up being what the community gathered around and what was eventually decided. So at this point, looking for input, constructive input of what do you want to see for the education of students. To make sure that we can hear everyone's voice, we have 2 different options tonight. You were given a sheet of paper with 3 questions. You can answer those on your own and drop them off here or at any of the offices. All that information will be put up on the website, anything you put down. We will also have focus groups immediately after here in the media center of about 10 or 15 people each. They'll be facilitated by one of our administrators, which they'll be asking those 3 questions, taking down your information, any additional comments, so that we can gather all that information together. And all that will be then put on the website. If there's certain questions, then we answer them and put the answer on the website. So we want to make sure that we have time for every voice to be heard. So if I can ask the administration team if you want to head out so we can get everyone together when we leave here. So if you want to drop off your papers, Mr. Shelton will be out there to help grab your papers. If you'd like to be part of the focus group and go into the media center to talk to each other and to make sure that we get all your comments down, please, at this time, we ask, please feel free to go join the groups in the media center so we can make sure we can hear everyone's voice. So thank you very much. Thank you for the start of this process. Have a great evening. Thank you very much.